Okay, guys, you asked for part two, so this is a part two on the death of infant Louisa Strickland from New Orleans, Louisiana. So the wording of this article is a little strange. It says that the father, Chris Strickland, brought Lo to the Children's Hospital, but then it says that she was brought by an ambulance. So here's what happened. Chris told doctors that he had put Lo in her room and left her for 5 or 10 minutes while he went to make a bottle and check on the dogs. He said that when he returned that she was barely breathing. According to court documents, Chris admitted to, quote, violently shaking Lo to try to revive her, and that he was told to give her CPR by the 911 dispatcher. He claimed to doctors at the hospital that during this attempt to perform CPR that he heard, quote, crunching sounds, and that the baby began to aspirate on her formula. Now, a PICU social worker actually called police and reported the child's injuries. In this report, she tells police that the child had rib fractures and a head injury that, quote, likened to a car accident, a high altitude fall, a head crush injury, or forceful shaking. A forensic medical report showed that Louisa's rib fractures were anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks old, and that her head injury is what led to her death. The coroner in this case officially ruled her cause of death as abusive head trauma as a result from shaking, and the manner of death was ruled a homicide. The Strickland's firstborn child, their son Rivers, was taken from the home for about a week back in 2020. But after that week, he was returned to the home when a judge found that there was no reason for him to be taken from his parents. He was the one that saw the blood specialist. I'm assuming that this was a pediatric hematologist, and I would also imagine that there was much testing done on this child and nothing was found wrong. I know some of you have mentioned rickets and osteogenesis imperfecta, which could explain some of the fractures, but it is not going to explain the shaken baby, the brain trauma. It is also not going to explain the retinal hemorrhages. And in addition to that, there have been no other reports of any issues with older brother Rivers since he was returned back to the family. Now, since baby Lo passed away, of course, Rivers has been taken from the home again. He is living with his grandparents, and the father, Chris, has been released on bond. As far as I can find, I don't see any dates yet set for any further court cases or a trial in this case.